In this video, you will learn about the types of consumption data and how to collect this data to submit for your greenhouse gas inventory. All of the data that you will submit will be entered into the data input form. The consumption data that we recommend providing is 3 years worth of historical data. Scope 1 emissions are direct greenhouse gas emissions from sources that are owned or controlled by your business. This typically includes natural gas, heating, refrigerants, and fire suppressants. Scope 2 emissions are emissions from the generation of purchased electricity or steam by your organization. Businesses are required to submit their Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions data. Scope 3 emissions are other indirect emissions that are linked to your business's operations and are optional to report. Scope 3 emissions can include waste, business travel, employee commuting, water, and product transport. We recommend submitting as much historical data if it is available for Scope 3 emissions. If not, we can help you make a plan to collect this data going forward. The first tab of the data input form includes general information about your organization and facility or facilities. Here you will enter your organization's name and the key staff who collected the data. This information helps us for who to contact if we have any questions about the data once it's being analyzed for the greenhouse gas inventory report. The last part of this tab is to add the first year of data entry that you have. For example, if you have natural gas data back to 2021, this is the year you will enter here. The next tabs are the facility data. If you only have one building, you will just fill out facility 1. If you have multiple facilities, you will fill in the data for each building that you have. Let's go now look at the facility tab in detail. In the overview section, enter the name of the building, the address, contact person, and the total building area, and if it differs, the total occupied area. In the stationary combustion section, this is where you will enter your natural gas data. You will include the build date, usage, and costs. The next category is electricity, and just like natural gas, you will add the build date, usage, and costs. The final category is water, and you will input the required information. Here is an example of a monthly natural gas invoice from the utility provider Enbridge Gas. Take note of the information you need to report, which is the total cost, usage, and the date highlighted in red. Now, here's an example of a monthly electricity invoice from London Hydro. Similar to before, the information you need is highlighted. If you have any Scope 3 data sources that you would like to include, you will add the data in the corresponding tabs. This includes fleet vehicles, business travel, employee commuting, product transport, paper, purchased gases, fire suppression, and fugitive gases. This is a quick glance of what the tabs look like for fleet vehicles, business travel, and product transport. This video will not cover each of these sources in detail, but let us know if you do have any questions about reporting this data. We hope this video will help you with inputting your consumption data into the data input form. If you come across any questions during this process, please email Caitlin at londonenvironment.net for assistance.